Kia is on a push up market. It wants to be considered alongside the likes of Volvo, Audi, BMW and even Land Rover. And this is the car to do it. This is the Kia EV9. I've been waiting a long time to drive this. This is Auto Express. If you like the video, then hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell button to get alerts, and leave some comments, not about me, leave them about the car. Tell us what you think. Interesting fact about Kia. Let's talk about the EV6, which really is the car that has kind of propelled Kia towards premiumness. Apparently, the brand that is most often part exchanged for an EV6 is, go on, have a guess, what do you think? It's Audi. So premium is done, isn't it? Well, maybe not yet, but this EV9 is a car that I think it's got a whiff of Range Rover about it. Really? Yes, Range Rover, but at a fraction of the price. We don't know how much it's going to cost just yet, but whispers are around 65 to 75,000 pounds. A lot of money for a Kia, but can Kia be considered alongside those premium brands? Well, after my first drive and poke around this car, do you know what? I think they can. I mean, first of all, it drives nicely. I'll talk a little bit more about the drive in a bit. But inside here, it is really quite premium. Helps being an electric car. It's quiet and that makes you feel posh, but the materials used, you know, across the dashboard here, it's really nice. And the thing I love about inside, it's clearly been designed by people who know the market for this car. They talk a lot about family-friendly features, and there are loads of them. Oh, there are so many USB points, all USB-C points, so make sure you've got the right connections there. But in the centre here, there's this lovely area with these fantastic pop-out cup holders, which look great and do the job. There's so much storage underneath. There's storage here. There's somewhere for me to put my phone to charge wirelessly. But more than anything else, it's the quality of the stuff around here. It just feels really, really nice. The seats, oh, they are so comfortable. And on this slightly weird spec of Korean car, I'm driving it out here in Korea at the moment, it's got so much stuff. It'll give me a massage. Oh, it's really nice. It'll cool my backside. It'll warm my backside. It'll even rest my legs if I wanted to. But bells and whistles just don't really come into it. The car will drive itself, and apparently, and I clearly haven't been doing this, one of my favourite little features about the adaptive cruise control, it will actually adapt to the speed limit. So if, as some people have told me they have, set the adaptive cruise control at a level that might be a little bit above the speed limit, when the navigation knows there's a speed camera, it will automatically slow you down, and then when you pass the speed camera, it'll speed up again. Now, as I said, I clearly haven't been doing that, but that's what I'm told it does. Some really clever features. You've got the touchscreen display, which works really well. There are some proper buttons. I'm not sure though. There's one thing I'm not sure about on here. Much as this, you do get a few beeps every now and again.
Speed bump is ahead. In 300 meters, make a U-turn. In 700 meters, make a U-turn. I've done that.
This car likes to bong at you. There are these sort of haptic buttons across here for the home and the map and the media and the setup. I just don't really like them as much as proper buttons, but you do get proper buttons for the temperature controls, for the volume. Oh, a great scroller for the volume, and lots of buttons on here which are quite easy to use. But it's also quite clear, which I like. So digital infotainment, digital display here which you can tweak around, a really nice crisp head-up display out there which is really quite useful. But everything is just posh in it. Now this is the first time I've been able to drive this car. This is again a weird spec in Korea, different to what we'll get in the UK, and that hasn't been confirmed yet, but there are two-wheel drive versions and there are four-wheel drive versions. This is a four-wheel drive version, so it's got two motors. It works out at something like 380 brake horsepower there or thereabouts. The two-wheel drive is around 200 brake horsepower. All cars though get a 100 kilowatt hour battery. That's a big battery, that's a heavy battery. It doesn't help when I'm in here as well, but that means the car kind of feels quite heavy. But again, that in some ways gives it a feeling of premiumness. Now, so far, I'm going to reserve ultimate judgment on the ride until we get back to the UK, but the ride seems fairly well judged, a little bit firm perhaps, and that's why I'm reserving judgment until we drive it in the UK. But I do like the steering. Now, yeah, it's not 911, it's not bags of feel, but it's got a weight to it. There's a really nice steering wheel, a really nice grip, and it just feels very usable, very comfortable to use, very comfortable to drive. Not a huge amount of body roll, it's not bouncing all over the place as well, so as it is a family friendly car, that's a very important thing. And it goes, and let me just put my foot down. Whoa! Yeah, it's an electric car, it will go, and apparently there are some clever over-the-air updates that can give you a bit of a power boost should you need it. It's an SUV, you'll be driving the kids around, they're going to have fun in it in any case if you just, whoa, do that occasionally. The other thing that has really impressed me with Kias of old as well, this is really quite efficient. So we were on the motorway, and the motorway is not where an electric car is at its most efficient, and it was doing about 3 miles per kilowatt hour. Now, you know, for most cars, electric cars, that doesn't sound a lot. This is a big, heavy, 2.5 to 3 tons fully loaded car, and you're still doing 3 miles per kilowatt hour. Now, quite simply with the maths, even I can do that. 100 kilowatt hour battery, 3 miles per kilowatt hour, that's a range realistically on the motorway, less efficient, 300 miles. It's alright, fast charging as well as you'd expect. But yeah, this car has seriously impressed me. It's a very nice thing to be driving. It's comfortable, it's quiet, it's got so many gizmos that frankly, you know, the gadget count is,
meters,
oh, thanks very much.
Speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour.
80 kilometers per hour. See, it's going to slow me down automatically now. So I've got the adaptive cruise on. Brilliant, I love that. Anyway, so many gizmos and gadgets that you're going to spend an hour or so getting to know what this car can actually do. I really quite like it, but it is a family car. We do need to have a poke around. Now, I think it's fair to say here in Korea today, the weather is how we would describe in Britain as inclement. It's basically down. So I'm going to hand over to my correspondent in the studio, who's going to give us a walk around the inside of this car. Thanks, Steve. Well, I've come inside because it's absolutely peeing down out there to show you around inside the car. I thought I'd start at the back and work my way forward. Yeah, this is the boot, but there's 7 seats in place and still decent amount of space in here. That's the benefit of having an electric car platform. You get lots of space because there's batteries and not a lot else underneath. Now, this ain't going to be pretty, but you're going to have to watch it anyway. I'm going to get right into the very back, so bear with me. There, I'm in. So this seat can actually go forward a little bit, but I'm 6 foot and 6 foot wide as well as 6 foot tall. Yeah, I probably could sit back here for a little while. I've got USB sockets. Everybody's got USB sockets and cup holders, and it's all nicely trimmed, high quality, the same as everything else. Or I can sit in these captain chairs. You can get 6 or 7 seat versions, so there will be a bench available, and most people will probably go for that, so you can get 5 people in the back here. I've got a panoramic roof, not a full panoramic roof, so I'm sitting here. I don't get the benefit of it, but whoever sits in the back certainly will get the benefit of it. But again, there's USB sockets here. I love these headrests that you can actually see through, so you get a good view forward through the headrests. And there's a Meridian sound system, Cambridge's finest audio supplier, and yeah, really nice back here. Why don't you have another look around the outside of the car at some stage, but back to you, Steve, on the road. Thanks, Steve. On the cover of Auto Express, we proclaimed this as Kia's Range Rover. Is it? Well, you know, it's probably not quite as posh as a Range Rover. Does it ride quite as well as a Range Rover? No. Is it going to give quite the image when you pull outside a fancy hotel? Probably not. But do you know what? It ain't far off. Probably the biggest competitor for this is going to be the new Volvo EX90. They're all electric SUV, similar sort of size, about 5 meters long, similar sort of layout with the 6 or 7 seats inside. And I think this car is going to give that car a real run for its money. This is the one that big electric SUVs are going to have to beat. I'm seriously impressed with this car. I'm going to hold off on the full 5-star review until we drive it in the UK. Just the ride might be a little bit firm for some, but I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker. This is a sensational car. It's going to be a big hit for Kia. I love it. I could see myself living with one of these. Plenty of space for the dog in the back. It's comfortable. It's refined. It's efficient. It's high quality. Loads of clever thinking has gone into it, and that's what I love about this. The Kia EV9. Yep, it's a hit.